The river environment's a lovely place to be. It's a great place to spend time. It just looks so inviting, and especially with alcohol or other distractions, peer pressure, certain illnesses, it can drag people away from the safety of shore, and very quickly the story will unfold and doesn't end well.
One afternoon we was called, there was someone in the water inside the pier. The fact that we couldn't get any boats into him meant that somebody had to enter the water, and so I got into a dry suit and had to swim over to the guy, and we managed to force him through a small gap between the wooden slat. It was a good outcome.
There's a partnership in place between the Port of London Authority, the Metropolitan Police, the London Ambulance Service, the RNLI, Her Majesty's Coast Guard and the London Fire Brigade, who are all looking to work together in partnership to try and address this issue of drowning in the Thames.
Not everyone who enters the river is there by choice. We will do everything we can to help people.
There's tides that will take you under within 2 minutes of your body not being able to deal with cold water shock, and then the likelihood of you coming up, it's not going to happen, to be honest.
We were tasked early to reports that were given to the Coast Guard at Woolwich for screams from help coming from the river at no set location round about the Woolwich ferry. It was given to us en route that one of us was going to need to enter the water to rescue the individual. But when we arrived, he subsurfaced, so he went down. I've gone in, I've entered the water, and as I jumped in, I've swam, put my arm down, and I've managed to get a hold of his hair. That was enough to bring him to the surface.
If we get called to somebody in the water, all agencies will respond. It's all dependent on where that person's in the water as to who gets there first.
It's getting there and hoping that maybe a life ring's been thrown in just to help them, just to hold on to them till we can get there, and it's hoping that that person wants help as well.
I was 20 years old when I came here, and I was just at rock bottom, really. It just didn't seem any sort of way out. Well, the only way out really was, to come here, and that's be it.
If there's a member of the public and they're walking near the Thames and they see something about somebody that they're not sure about, then the best thing to do is to just approach them, ask them the time, ask them how they're doing, and that can often be enough to break someone out of a cycle.
It's all about talking to people. I think if you just pause, think and talk to someone first, you may stop them just doing that over the edge and going over the side.
I said, "Hi mate." He said, "I want to take my life, I don't want to be here anymore."
I was like, look, I know what you're trying to do, just leave me alone. But there was something about him. He was just really kind.
He really was just in his own world, but a lot of what happened was just me asking questions.
He listened in a way that I sort of hadn't been listened to before, just with this real just patience and this kind of non-judgment, and it was really powerful to have that. I can honestly say that I wouldn't be here without intervention. Save my life.
We're also working with the health services about where we have someone who's in crisis, about how they get into treatment afterwards, or work with local charities and the National Health Service to see what support they can be given.
When I'm psychotic, when I'm really unwell, I need people to be there for me and to catch me and support me.
We'd really like to see improvements on the riverside and in some of the river infrastructure, like on the bridges. Some of them have very low level railings. We'd like to see improvements made to make these locations less attractive, more difficult to enter the water from.
New riverside developments are being built all the time, and we can design in prevention measures and also life-saving equipment. It's simple things like fencing. If you design that in a certain way, it can actually make it very difficult to enter the river. So as a planner, that's something that we work on a lot.
The river seems to make people complacent. It seems to draw people away from the safety of land. Everyone's got a responsibility to look out for each other.
Today we've launched the strategy with other organisations. We're going to work with the Samaritans on a campaign around public awareness about intervening. A lot of that is about basically giving confidence to members of the public to just start a conversation, to be normal, to go up to somebody who looks like they're in trouble and say, "Are you all right?"
I'm really pleased to be here today to help you launch this hugely important piece of work to keep people safe and prevent drowning on the River Thames. I hope you all continue working together to implement the strategy that you're launching today.
What's brilliant about this is that everybody involved in safety on the river have come together and really brought together this strategy to engage everyone to do their bit.
Even if you do something really small, like call the emergency services or ask a bystander to help you with the situation, you could actually be doing something really big.